Ropp Star Gang, what up? What up? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor as you're coming in, make sure you pound that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Welcome to the channel, man. I got a good show for you tonight, man. We're gonna break some things down about this Eagles and Panthers game. Make sure again, like I said, as y'all are coming in, make sure you pound that like button, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Share the live as well. If you're out there, share the live. If you're watching on other platforms, whether it's on Twitch or Twitter, make sure you come on over to the YouTube channel. That's the best way you can show your support. But yeah, just do those three things. I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone being in here. Again, make sure you pound that like button, ladies and gentlemen, on your way in or on your way out. Yeah, man. Panthers versus Eagle Week 14 matchup is going to be interesting for sure. This is going to be an interesting matchup. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's going to be a juggernaut of a match for sure. Definitely going to be a juggernaut of a match, ladies and gentlemen. I'm definitely looking forward to watching this game, though. Again, it's one of these games where, like, I know we need to get ready for the Carolina Panthers going up and what they're going up against this week, which we're going to break down obviously tonight. But the Panthers are heading into their last game above the Mason-Dixon line this season, right? And it's not going to be a warm, cozy affair, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So it's going to be a very interesting game. Shout out to Matt Chatter in the chat. Yo, Clay, what's good? Anthony Brown, what's good, man? Appreciate you joining. Marcos Cash, what's up? Panther Nation, subscribe. Click that post notifications bell for the latest news and updates. Analysts on the Carolina Panthers, don't forget to show your love and support by pounding that like button on your way in. Mad Chatter was Marcos saying, what's up? Anthony Brown said, Marcus Cash saying, what's up to Anthony Brown? And we got Marcus Cash saying, we're going to whoop Philly. Man, it's going to be, I can't say we're going to beat Philly, man. I just can't. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I really don't, unfortunately. I'm moving myself there. Unfortunately, I just don't see it that way. All right. I really don't. I need to look at it from a camera point of view on the phone. I started doing this way because it seemed like a lot of people wanted to do it this way. I'm trying to see what it looks like from this angle from my phone. I've never seen it. Oh, okay. This is interesting. I wish I could move it around. Let me see what this looks like from your phone standpoint. Okay, so then I look over there. Then it's just me. It's crazy. It's crazy. I just want to see how it looked. Okay, I'm blaming you again when we lose a close one again. Hey, if you got to blame me, blame me. Okay, if you got to blame me, blame me. You do what you got to do, my friend. Again, this might be a shootout. I don't know. Let's see what you got the poll question up right now. We've got 8 votes. We got 8 votes to 11 likes, which is great. Appreciate everyone pound that like button. Let's make sure we try to pound that like button, share the live out to everyone, your family, your friends. The poll question: can Carolina Panthers survive the firepower? And so far, 38% says yes. The Panthers will keep it close. So interesting to see that already. We'll leave that up for the time being. We'll see what it looks like at the end. Let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. The juggernaut Philadelphia Eagles. This is a juggernaut of a Philadelphia Eagles team. For sure. This is a juggernaut of a Philadelphia Eagles team. Now, again, it's not going to be a warm, cozy affair, ladies and gentlemen. Like, the kickoff temperatures are expected to hover around a 46 degrees. It's supposed to dip down to a 42 by the end of the game, which is going to be chilly as hell for a team that's already ice cold. While the Panthers have had back-to-back losses, you got the Philadelphia Eagles right now who are hot right now. It's probably one of the league's best. Some people consider them the NFC champions right now, right? And some people see it differently. Okay. The Panthers managed to obviously we lost back-to-back nail biters 2 weeks in a row, right? Overtime loss to the Bucks and then a last-minute field goal by the Chiefs. So it's going to be interesting to see if this team can bounce back in any way, shape, or form. On the flip side, the Eagles are strutting in with a dominant 2-10 record. They're fresh off a 24-9 win that they just beat the Baltimore Ravens in their place. So these teams haven't faced each other since 2021, but the Panthers' history against the Eagles really isn't exactly inspiring. Like Carolina is 5-8 all time against Philly, and with an even less encouraging 2-4 record at home and 3-4 on the road. So at least we can cling to that one playoff win we had against them back in 2003, the NFC Championship game that feels like ancient history now. But this is going to be a ruthless battle. I think this is going to be a ruthless battle. Panthers O line is going to have to. They're going to have their hands full. Yeah, Marcos, they're definitely going to have their hands full, man. They're definitely going to have their hand full for sure in this game. Definitely going to have their hands full. All right, let's get right into the next slide here. Saquon Barkley, the runaway freight train, ladies and gentlemen. That is what he is. He is a runaway freight train. Let me just say this. Let's start with Saquon Barkley first because this is the guy that is the real deal. We're looking at the guy who could probably win the MVP, right? He's having a phenomenal season. He's putting up numbers that will make you question reality, and he's making plays that will make you question reality. You've got the guy's got over, as you can see, basically 1,500 yards right now, 1,500 yards and 260. He also on top of that has 267 receiving yards after week 13. So this man is torching defenses left and right. And he's already eclipsed last year's leading rusher, Christian McCaffrey, who totaled over 1,459 rushing yards for the entire season. So Barkley keeps this pace. He's on track to dethrone Eric Dickerson's single rushing record of 2,100 yards. I think it's the exact number is like 20. It's 2,100, and I think it's like 4 or 5 yards, whatever. It's something like that, around that range. But again, and that was set way back in like 1984. So for reference, that's 12 damn years before Barkley was even born. Panthers linebacker Trevor Wallace isn't sugarcoating the challenge, saying that, and he said this in a quote the other day, that saying on Monday, you've seen his highlights. You've seen things he can do. Everybody needs to get the ball. Translation, we're scared as hell on defense, and we damn well should be. We've been ran through more than most of your ex-girlfriends that are watching right now. That's what it is, man. Barkley is the engine powering Philly's league's best rushing offense. They're averaging a jaw-dropping over 188.9 rushing yards per game. Stack the box. You got to. Sure. We'll break more of that down, but good luck trying to stop him. Good luck trying to stop him. It's going to be interesting. Jalen Hurts, a dual threat nightmare. Jalen Hurts doesn't get a lot of credit, ladies and gentlemen. He really doesn't. Before we get into this next topic, let me get into some comments here. Hey, Clay, let bygones be bygones. Is Bryce improving? Yes. Do I think he's the future? That is yet to be determined, but I think we need to fix this defense. I'm telling you, Neo Shadow Wolf. I've been trying to tell you that, and I'm cool with making bygones be bygones. Panthers got this. Man, Faint Stark, I hope you're right. Neo, all right, we got Faint Stark. In the draft, the first 3 picks should be starters on defense, like a D tackle, edge rusher, and either a linebacker quarter. Absolutely agree with Neo. I can absolutely agree with you on that, my friend. All right. Let's get into Mr. Jalen Hurts here. Let's get into Mr. Jalen Hurts. Barkley under 336. Boston comes in and says Barkley under 100 and you rocking that 336? You taking that under? Julian, what's up, man? Appreciate you joining. My fantasy quarterback. There you go. What's up, Julian? Appreciate you joining, man. Guys, as you're coming in or coming out, make sure you pound that like button. I greatly appreciate it. My fantasy quarterback. Yeah, I'm rocking with Kyler Murray this week. Yeah, let's get into Jalen Hurts, man. Since we just talked about Saquon Barkley. If Barkley isn't enough of a headache, though, you got to think about Jalen Hurts. A quarterback who can beat you with his arms, legs, share willpower. Like the Eagles' offense is ranked 4th in the league overall. And though their passing game really sits at a unremarkably 28th in the NFL. That's only 188.8 yards per game. Why? Because they don't fucking need to throw the ball, ladies and gentlemen, when their bulldozer defense is on the ground. Hurts has 485 yards this season on 124 carries. And get this, he has more rushing touchdowns than his superstar running back, Saquon Barkley, which is 12. So whether it's a quarterback sneak, a design run, or a damn scramble, Hurts has mastered playing defenses look foolish. And and let's not forget this, ladies and gentlemen, Philly's offense is still putting up 26.7 points per game, which is good for 7th in the NFL, the entire league. So, don't sleep on the passing game. AJ Brown is averaging about an absurd 18 yards per catch. And then you got Devontae Smith, each having 4 touchdown receptions this season. Smith, who's been sidelined with a hamstring injury, is reported to set return this week. What a coincidence that is. Giving Hurts his full arsenal of weapons. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting how this defense is going to set up. We'll dive more into the Carolina Panthers. Right now, we're just talking about the Eagles right now. Let's see if we got any more comments. I'm going to get to I want to get into some comments as I'm getting into this. I hope so. If you pair Barkley under with the Panthers line, it's a huge payday, plus 500. Damn, 336. 336. I'll rock it with you with BetUS, obviously. Sponsorship of our live stream, BetUS. I'll rock that parlay with you, 336. I'll rock that 33. I'll rock that parlay with you, 336. And we can see if it hits. But brought to you guys by BetUS. This comment right here is brought to you by BetUS by 336 Boston. All right. We'll rock that parlay. And see what happens with BetUS. By the way, if you sign up with BetUS with my link in my link tree, you get 125% bonus. Actually, no, it's up to 150% bonus now on your first 3 bets up to $2,000, but bet responsibly. Okay. Let's talk about this Eagles defense, ladies and gentlemen. A wall of hellfire. Like, you thought it couldn't get worse. Like, think again. Like, the Eagles defense isn't just good. It's downright sadistic. Like, they're ranked 1st in the league in total defense. They're only allowing 282.8 yards per game. That's bad news for a Panthers offense that is kind of been a little bit resilient and leaning on Bryce Young, even because of his improvement. Right. And we're going to dive more into that. But Philly is 3rd in passing defense, allowing only 178 yards per game, and 7th in the rushing defense, only allowing 104.8 yards per game. They're also giving up just 18.2 points per game, making them the 4th strongest scoring defense in the NFL. So up front, the Eagles have relentless pass rushers. They've racked up over 36 sacks so far this season, thanks to rookie Jalen Carter, who's absolutely been a monster. Nolan Smith. They've been terrorizing quarterbacks all season. But another guy that doesn't get any credit is Jordan Davis. That's the reason why Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith are having great seasons, because you have to double team Jordan Davis. At least that's what I've been told by Eagles fans. I've watched a couple tape, and there's definitely been a lot of double teams on Jordan Davis when I was looking at some of their defensive tape. So Jordan Davis is not a guy that he's going to get the sacks like Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter. Jordan Davis is that disruptor, right? And then these guys are coming in for the kill. So they've been terrorizing quarterbacks all season. Carter and Smith each have 4.5 sacks. The team has 14 sacks in the last 4 games alone. You got to hope Bryce Young will have time to even take a breath back there. But this offensive line, man, they've done very well. This offensive line, again, has been playing like a top 5, top 10 unit. So, they've been playing like a top 5, top 10 unit. So I really can't complain there. And let's see how they hold up against a really strong defensive front. I think this is going to be a huge test for this defense or this offensive line with Carolina. We'll talk more about that here shortly. But let's talk about the secondary. It isn't exactly a weak link for Philly either now. Like, Philly rolled the dice. They got rookie corners, Quinyon Mitchell, who's been a shutdown corner. Apparently, he has shut down a lot of big-name wide receivers this season to very minimal numbers. Cooper DeJean, or DeJean, however you want to call it, he's also paying off big time. So the duo is combined for 16 passes defended. They've shown that they're not afraid to go toe-to-toe with the top receivers. You got Zach Bond, who is a tackling machine, sitting at 4th in the league with 118 total tackles. The defense doesn't just play well. They're straight up bully offense. All right. This Philadelphia Eagles team we just broke down are a fucking buzzsaw, ladies and gentlemen. And the Panthers are walking straight into it with an offense that can score at will and a defense that suffocates opponents. Philly is a team that's firing all cylinders. All right. For Carolina, I think this is a prove-it game. I think this is another game. This is a prove-it game. I thought the Kansas City game was a prove-it game. I thought the Tampa Bay game was a prove-it game. Here on out, Carolina has a lot of prove-it games. That's what these games are coming up. If you go look at the rest of the schedule, that's what it is. All these games are a bunch of prove-it games. Let's not kid ourselves. The Panthers are massive underdogs here. And if they have any hope of pulling off an upset, they'll need to play the game of their lives. This is the same game that I said. I feel like this is almost like the Kansas City game where they have to play perfect football, right? No mistakes, right? And you got to hope that you got to pray that Barkley and Hurts are having an off day, right? All right. That's what we got to prepare for. I appreciate everyone in here. Do me a favor. Make sure you pound that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you're enjoying this type of content, you're enjoying the PowerPoint slide, I greatly appreciate it. I've been working on, I hope y'all are liking the PowerPoints. So I'm trying to bring y'all some different content each and every week. Mad Chatter, what's good, man? Appreciate you joining, man. Let's see. Milton. I don't know why you commented Milton. Jordan Davis finally coming around. Yep. Jalen Carter's a dog. He sure is. Matt Chatter says Eagles 37-16. Earl Locklear, what's good, man? Appreciate you joining, man. Guys, as you're coming in or coming out, make sure you pound that like button, whether you're watching on Twitter or Twitch. Do me a favor, or on YouTube. Make sure you do me a favor. Make sure you pound that like button. That's all I ask. Okay. But if you're watching on Twitch or Twitter, the best way you can show your support is come on over to the YouTube channel and like and subscribe. And that's all for free. It takes 3 clicks. Our defensive tackles are mid. Yeah. Come on, teams. Earl here. What's good? Ball on a dog. He is. Status on Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert. I think I was looking at Devontae. If I looked at the injury report today, if I remember correctly, I think Devontae Smith was limited in practice today, and I think Dallas Goedert was limited in practice today as well. But I don't know what their status is. As of right now, I expect both of them to play if they're both only just limited. Julian, if we can't beat Brucky Irving, we're not beating Barkley. Yeah, this might be a field day for Barkley. What's up, T Green? Appreciate you joining, man. Where's Coker? As of right now, he was a full participant I think he was full participant yesterday. Limited participation today, so we'll see what happens. And TJ Jadavion Sanders is also a limited participation in practice today. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Obviously we'll have to monitor what happens tomorrow and probably through Saturday. So we'll see. All right, let's get into this Carolina Panthers defense, man. Let's get into it. Let's try the first things first is let's try not to get our asses handed to us by the run game. Let's start with the obvious. Okay, stopping Philadelphia's rushing attack is going to be hell. Like, the Eagles don't just have a damn good run game that we were just talking about. They've got a damn freight train. Saquon Barkley, again, has been tearing this league apart since the Eagles picked him up. The man is averaging a 6.1 yards per carry. Again, racking up 1,500 yards, 11 rushing touchdowns. Then you got to think about Jalen Hurts, because you can't forget about Jalen Hurts, ladies and gentlemen. The Eagles have a dual threat QB who has punched 12 touchdowns himself, mostly in short yardage situations where everyone knows what's coming and still can't stop it. But as a whole, the Eagles offense is averaging 5.1 yards per carry and has 24 rushing touchdowns. Let that sink in just for a minute. Now consider this. The Panthers' run defense has been getting shredded all year. They've been giving up chunk plays to anyone with pair cleats and has been getting shredded all year, giving up chunk plays to anyone, again, even with a half-decent offensive line. Now, if Carolina cannot figure out how to limit Barkley's explosive plays, he's already ripped off multiple 70-plus yard runs this season, that it's going to be a bloodbath. Especially if this continues to happen. Let's be real, though. I wouldn't bet Carolina keeping Barkley bottled up for long. The best way that they can hope for is minimizing the damage and praying their offense can keep up. Right? We've got to do another thing is you got to think about this with this team. The wide receivers are locked and loaded there with the Philadelphia Eagles, because it's not like as if the rushing attack wasn't terrifying enough. You got to think about the Eagles passing game, ladies and gentlemen. It's back full strength. You got A.J. Brown. You got Devontae Smith. 2 former first-round picks are both healthy. Brown leads the team with 793 yards this season, 4 touchdowns. Smith has chipped in 516 yards. Or I'm sorry, Brown leads the team with 793 yards and 4 touchdowns, whereas Smith has chipped in 516 yards and 4 scores, despite missing some time with injuries. So both are elite playmakers with Philly's run-heavy offense, forcing defenses to stack the box. That's what you have to do. They're getting plenty of one-on-one matchups that they can exploit. Again, this is a horrible matchup for Carolina's defense, ladies and gentlemen, especially for our secondary. Like, J.C. Horn is a damn good corner, but even on his best day, he can only cover one guy at a time. And that leaves the other side of the field wide open for Mike Jackson, who's been solid, but is likely in over his head again against these kinds of weapons. If Eagles commit to pounding the rock early, which they will, it's going to make life easier for Brown and Smith, and I expect them to torch this secondary for some big plays. Let's take a second here. Let's get to some comments. It has a chance to be a close game. Interesting faint start. Faint start as a Dolphins fan comes in and said he thinks it'll be a close game. The problem with our defense is that we can't get off blocks. Those guys need to get off blocks once that ball is snapped. Yeah. Not enough quickness off the edge there, T Green. That's the problem. Not enough pressure off the edge, but we're getting better. Coker, and another thing is our linebacker T Green also ain't filling their gaps against the run. Coker and Thielen fire. Yeah, I'm looking for. I'm hoping Coker comes back this game, and I want Jadavion Sanders back at this game too. I'm hoping that they're both. Based off the statuses I've seen, they were both limited participation. I know both days Jadavion Sanders was limited, but I know Coker was full practice yesterday, limited today, if I'm not mistaken. Who even are starting linebackers? Josie Joel and Trevin Wallace, who have been they've actually been balling against the run. They've gotten better, but they're getting more pressure on the quarterback. They're doing their thing in coverage a little bit better, but it's still not enough firepower. Everyone needs to blitz more and stop playing conservative. JT and Coker is back this week. Let's fucking go. I think we get dominated in this one. We may be able to keep the rest. We may be able to keep the rest close. We'll see. We'll see. We got to control Bond on offense. What's up? See what else we got. I hope everyone has had a blessed week. Yes, sir. Playing for Jesus. I hope you have as well. We can get the job done this Sunday. 38-35 Panthers. Wow. T Green's coming in saying that. For Jesus. Thank you. Same to you. Thank you, Marcos. Nice. All right. Let's get into the last thing I want to talk about with this defense, man. Pass rush. That's Carolina's only hope in this, I think. Because here's the thing. If you think about it, the Eagles, they prefer to run the ball, right? That doesn't mean they can't pass. Their pass play percentages and passes per game are dead last in the league. But when they do air it out, they're lethal. Philly ranks 6th in yards per pass per attempt and has one of the lowest interception rates in the league. They're like the 2015 Carolina Panthers, a dominant power run team with an efficient passing game that strikes when it needs to. That's what they do. With that being said, there's a small glimmer of hope for this Panthers defense, and Philly's offensive line, while it's excellent at run blocking, has shown some vulnerability in that pass protection. They have. The Eagles are allowing sacks on about 10% of their passing play, which is not great. If the Panthers pass rush can show up, they might be able to create some negative plays and keep the game from spiraling out of control. This unit has been improving and getting healthier in recent weeks. So this is the area where Carolina might have a fighting chance to slow this Eagles team down, ladies and gentlemen. But let's not kid ourselves. This is a long shot. Again, this is a long shot. Let's face the facts. Again, this is a brutal matchup, ladies and gentlemen. And the Eagles are a complete team with a ground game that just bullies defenses, a passing attack that can rip you apart, and they choose to use it when needed, and an offensive line that can grind you into dust. The Panthers defense has been struggling to stop pretty much anything when it comes to the run game. So the key to survival here, let's be real, this is about survival, not victory. It's about finding a way to slow down Barkley and Hurts on the ground while generating some kind of pressure on the passing downs. And if they can do that, they might keep it close enough to give their offense a chance to win, right? That's what they're going to have to do. T Green saying any given Sunday. That would be an exciting game. Yes, it would. It's going to be Marco. We're going to come out on top. Wow. The Eagles are good, but not as good as the Lions. Interesting. Philadelphia has the number one defense to number one and number three run and pass plus a good offense. Yep. Stats don't matter. What matters is how players perform. That's also true too, T Green. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor. There are 20 likes as of right now. I'd love to reach a live goal of right now 25 likes or more. Once we reach that 25 likes or more, it'll go up to 50 likes or more. But right now, there's plenty enough people to pound that like button. Do me a favor. Smash that like button, okay? Smash it. All right, it only takes It only takes 5 more to reach that goal, and it helps me out tremendously. Okay. So I appreciate that. 25 likes or more. We got plenty of people watching that can definitely get it up there. All right. Appreciate that. All right, let's get into that offense of Carolina. Let's get into this Carolina offense. First things first, when we're talking about this Carolina's offense, you're going up against the Eagles defense that is ruthless. And again, sure, Bryce Young and this offense have shown signs of life in recent weeks, but let's be real here. Respectable showings don't win football games. The Panthers have dropped, again, they've dropped 2 straight despite Bryce Young pulling off late game heroics to tie or take the lead, only to watch, again, our defense to completely shit the bed in crunch time. Now, Young and company face an even tougher test. Again, this is an Eagles team, ladies and gentlemen, that is on a 8-game tear with one of the most balanced rosters in the NFL. Okay. Again, this Philadelphia team is no joke. They've got a revamped secondary. You got Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean that you got to worry about, which those guys have been lights out. So this Panthers offense still have to try to find its footing, and that's what they're trying to do right now. It's going to have to play a damn near perfect game to even sniff a win. All right. So here's what needs to happen. All right. If you want to have a chance against this team, right? Here's what needs to happen. Run the damn ball and stick with it. One of the Panthers' biggest issues last week, ladies and gentlemen, was abandoning the run game too early against Tampa Bay, a team with a shaky run defense. Carolina inexplicably decided to air it out too far too often. Meanwhile, you got Bryce Young played well. That game plan was downright baffling. Like if the Panthers are try the same shit against the Eagles, it's going to backfire spectacularly. Like the Eagles' pass defense is elite, ladies and gentlemen. Right? Even with those 2 rookie corners shutting down wide receivers, Phillies is holding opposing quarterbacks to a league best 6.2 yards per attempt and a passer rating of 83.3, which is 6th in the NFL. Meanwhile, you got to think about it this way. Their run defense is pretty average. You're only allowing 4.4 yards per carry. That's not exactly glaring weakness, but it's your best shot at keeping this game competitive. So Chuba Hubbard, Jonathan Brooks must have big games on the ground, man. I want them to pound this rock 25, 30 times to control the clock and not give that Philadelphia offense any chance to be on the field. If the Panthers don't commit to the running the ball, they will, or if they fall behind early and abandon it. Again, you cannot abandon this game. You cannot abandon the run game in this game. This offense is going to get eaten alive. Like the Eagles secondary is too damn good to test repeatedly with Bryce Young, who's still figuring it out and improving. You got to establish this run game, and that's the only way you keep Philadelphia's defense honest and you open opportunities elsewhere. All right. So to me, run the damn ball 20, 30 damn times. I don't care how you have to do it. Run it. Okay. Run it. Run the damn ball. Let's get to some comments. I see we got 7 new comments in here. T Green says, keep pounding. I appreciate that, T Green. You keep pounding too, man. You keep pounding too. All right. I appreciate that. We'll drop the bomb. Keep pounding right there. We like that. Steelers got beat by the Browns for 2 weeks ago. Yeah, they did. They did. They definitely did. They definitely did with a bad record. Yep. Marco's Cash coming in with that membership. Guys, you can become a member to the Ropp Star Report. Marco's Cash has been a member for 8 months. shout out to Marcos Cash for being a member for 8 months, man. I mean, my gosh. Shout out to this guy. All right. We got to give him a big shout out here. Shout out to Marcos Cash with that one.
And his name is John C.
Becoming a member for 8 months, man. If you want to become a member of the Ropp Star Report, please do so. Please do so. It's not very expensive. It's probably less than a cup of coffee. It's definitely less than a cup of coffee. I think it's only like $2.99 a month. But that's just taking it a step further. All I ask is for you guys to like and subscribe. That's all I care about. Appreciate you guys though, if you do become a member. True, but still having Philadelphia and Detroit for the NFC Championship if they both keep playing like this. Yeah, for sure. I'll forever keep pounding. There you go, T Green. There you go. That's the mindset. All right. Let's get into this. Next thing this offense has to do. This one's simple. Okay? Field goals in this game aren't going to cut it. Against the Bucs, the Panthers got cold feet in the red zone. They settled for field goal attempts. 2 were missed. A touchdown that was called back. We had some drops. But again, this is where you cannot settle for field goals. This is not a game that you settle for field goals at all. Multiple 4th and short situations, stuff like that. You can't do it. You got to go for it. 4th and short, go for it. The football gods laughed in our faces, pushing those kicks wide left when it was 4th and short. And we decided to kick the field goal. Carolina has to convert just 3 out of 10 red zone trips and touchdowns over the last. They've only converted 3 out of 10 red zone trips and touchdowns over the last 2 games. That's not going to fly well in a game against the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, look, scoring opponents are going to be rare this week. Philadelphia Eagles defense ranks 5th in the league in red zone efficiency, and playing scared is a recipe for a disaster. If the Panthers find themselves in a striking distance, they need to grow a pair, go for 6. Touchdowns win games. And let's be honest, Carolina doesn't have the luxury of playing it safe. They just don't. They just don't. Kansas City beat one team by double digits. They aren't playing well neither. They may not make the Super Bowl this year. Flavor Jesus, I think the Bills are going to make the Super Bowl. I think the Bills are going to come out on top in the AFC. I really do. Catch the ball, score touchdowns. Yep, we probably play very well on the road. We normally play very well on the road, so I say we can beat the Eagles. No problem. Interesting. I think Super Bowl going to be Buffalo versus Detroit. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Marcos. That's what I'm thinking too, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I'll move myself a little bit here. Move myself away from the chat because I could see that I'm over the chat's over me. So I made myself a little bit bigger. All right, let's get into the next topic. Here's the thing. Feed the backs, and the tight ends in the pass game. Here's a pro tip for any offense that's facing the Eagles. Don't bother forcing the ball to your wide receivers. Philadelphia corners are too damn good. Okay? They are too damn good. They are. And opposing teams have found success by targeting tight ends and running backs in the pass game. And the Panthers need to do the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at the Eagles' last few games, right? Against Baltimore, 11 of Lamar Jackson's 23 completions went to his tight ends. Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, the Commanders, their top 2 receivers were Austin Eckler, a running back, Zach Ertz, a tight end. Jaguars leaned on Evan Ingram, and the Cowboys got production from Jake Ferguson. So are you sensing a trend here? Because if Carolina wants to move the chains, they need to follow this blueprint. The good news is tight ends Jadavion Sanders and Tommy Tremble are both coming off strong performances. Sanders' potential return from injury, which would be a huge boost. Tommy Tremble is finally showing flashes of why he was drafted. The Panthers need both of them to step up big time in this game. Hubbard, Brooks, and Brooks will also need to be factors in the pass game. Simply check downs, screens, swing routes that can exploit the Eagles linebackers. So the bottom line here for Carolina is like they can't screw this up. Let's call it like it is. Like the Panthers offense has what it takes to to do this, but they have their work cut out for them. Like the Eagles are a fucking juggernaut on defense. Carolina doesn't have the firepower to go blow for blow with them. The only path to success is a perfect storm of smart play calling, strong ground game, red zone efficiency, big contribution from backs and tight ends in the pass game. Now, here's the thing. Is it doable? Sure, in theory it is. But the Panthers can afford even one major mistake. Turnovers, stalled drives, bad decisions in the red zone will bury them faster than you can say Super Bowl contenders. So it's time to see if Bryce Young and this offense can rise to the challenge or if they're going to crumble under pressure in Philly. Simple as that. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We're getting into the final segment here. So I really appreciate that. Again, guys, make sure you pound that like button. We only have 20 likes, it looks like. I would love to get I'd love to get 50 likes or more on this if possible. So guys, there's definitely 23 votes, only 20 likes. Again, let's get those likes up. All right, let's get those likes up. I would greatly appreciate that. All right, final prediction, man. All right, final prediction. Let's see. Let's get into some comments first, real quick. Super Bowl Bills, that can't happen, T Green. That you can do an AFC Championship, but not Super Bowl. We had 2 turnovers last week, didn't score a touchdown. Yeah, you got to capitalize on the turnovers for sure. If one of those turnovers is a touchdown, then we win. Well, Flame for Jesus, if Adam Thielen caught that. I don't care what anybody says. That's a touchdown by Adam Thielen. We win that game. If another thing you can say, Flame for Jesus, is if Eddie Pinheiro makes both of those field goals, we win that game. If David Moore doesn't drop that ball, that keeps the drive alive. If Xavier Legette doesn't drop that ball last week, that also keeps the drive alive. So again, there's a lot of missed opportunities, and that's where we're having growing pains at, is missed opportunities. We got to learn how to capitalize. And once this team figures that out, they're going to be dangerous. We can't stop the run. 37-20 Eagles. I would take that stat line, Trap. I would take that stat line. We'll see if they do. Listen, T Green, I would love that. I would love for this defense to put the clamp on the Eagles. Right? I'd love for them to put a clamp on the Eagles. Right? But they've got to force turnovers, and they've got to survive. They've got to get the hell off that field on defense. So they're going to have to force a lot of turnovers. Our offensive line against their defensive line will be an interesting matchup. That's one of the matchups I'm looking forward to, Flame for Jesus. I think it's going to be. T Green says we're finished. Shock the world. We should have won last week. We have been saying that for 7 years, though. Yep, for sure. For sure. We definitely left a lot of plays on the field. All right. Final prediction, man. First things first. Let's first things first. I want to give you my keys to victory here for the Carolina Panthers is one, you have to commit to the run game and stay the hell with it. Again, you got an elite, you're going up against the elite secondary with Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. They're locking down receivers better than most veterans in the league. So testing them with Bryce Young, I feel like is kind of asking for a disaster, right? When he's improving. This is really going to be a big test for him, but is he improving? Yes, but that's why the Panthers must establish the run game early, keep pounding that rock, even if they don't immediately see results. You cannot run away from it. Like the Eagles defense is giving up 4.4 yards a carry, which isn't a glaring weakness. But again, it's a crack in an otherwise impenetrable wall. Like Chuba Hubbard, Jonathan Brooks need to step the hell up and shoulder the load. The Panthers can't afford again to abandon the run game like they did against Tampa Bay. Chewing clocks, sustaining drives, keeping the Eagles offense off the field is their only shot to keep this game competitive. Another thing is win in the red zone, play aggressive. All right. Just giving you a recap of the keys to victory here, ladies and gentlemen. You got to win in the red zone. Play aggressive. Field goals, again, are not going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Carolina's red zone efficiency over the last 2 games, again, has been embarrassing. It's 3 out of 10. So, and it's against the team that is as talented as the Philadelphia Eagles. Settling for 3 points is equivalent of waving the white flag. Now, when the Panthers get to the red zone and opportunities will be rare, they need to chase touchdowns. Like their season depends on it. 4th and short situations, go for it. The Eagles have the 5th best red zone defense in the league. But playing conservative is a guaranteed recipe for disaster. So if Bryce Young and this offense can't convert in scoring territory, this game is going to spiral out of control. All right. You got to exploit the middle of the field with the backs and tight ends. Forget trying to attack Eagles corners, right? Mitchell and DeJean. They are too damn good. They'll make Carolina receivers disappear. The path of this offensive success lies in the tight ends and running backs. Again, opposing teams have exploited this Eagles defense with backs and tight ends as their primary targets, ladies and gentlemen. Ravens tight ends if you go look at the Ravens tight ends in the game against the Ravens for the Eagles, the Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely had 11 catches against them. The Commanders' top 2 receivers were their running back with Austin Eckler and the tight end Zach Ertz. So the Panthers must follow that trend, I think. Use Jadavion Sanders, whose potential return is crucial. You got Tommy Tremble, who needs to keep this momentum from his breakout performance last week. Young also needs to utilize Hubbard and Brooks in the pass game with some screen, check down, swing passes, really to neutralize this Phillies pass rush. Another thing is you got to survive the pass rush. Bryce has done very well against blitzes. He's done very well against blitzes. He's been beating blitzes, but this Eagles defensive front is relentless. They're among the league's best with 36 sacks. Like I said earlier, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith are young and vicious. They've been feasting on offensive lines all season. So Carolina's offensive line's got them big. Again, they've done well. Top 5, top 10 unit league. They gotta have I think they're gonna have to play one of their best games of the year. Or Bryce Young's going to be in some trouble. The Panthers should focus on quick, short passes to neutralize the Eagles' pass rush, keep the drives alive. The game plan has to emphasize protecting Young at all costs because turnovers or a couple big sacks could kill any momentum Carolina hopes to generate. And then last but not least, again, we have to force turnovers, get the hell off the field on defense. Like the Panthers defense has been inconsistent. They have to create havoc to give the offense a chance. Saquon Barkley is the engine of this Eagles offense. Stopping him seems like a pipe dream, but the goal should be to limit his explosive plays, force third and long situations, contain Jalen Hurts, force him to beat you with his arm. The Eagles' offensive line is an elite run blocking, but they have cracks when it comes to their pass protection. Like, they're allowing sacks on about 10% of their passing plays. So Wanum, Clowney, this defensive line must win those matchups, force mistakes, ideally come up with a turnover or two. And if Panthers can't win in the trenches, they're just going to get steamrolled, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's going to happen. All right. My final score prediction, though, is that I think the Eagles are going to win. I think it's a 28-20 game, though. All right. We're massive underdogs. The odds are heavily stacked against them. Saquon Barkley is unstoppable, right? Carolina's run defense has been a liability all season. Barkley is the last person you want to face with a struggling front seven. I expect him to gash the Panthers for over 100 yards and at least one touchdown. The Eagles' defense is suffocating. The Panthers' offense has been improving, but they don't have the weapons or consistency to exploit this Eagles' few weaknesses. And the Philadelphia Eagles' pass rush and secondary are too strong to allow Bryce Young to have a clean game. Jalen Hurts is too versatile. The Panthers will have no answer for his dual threat ability. Even if Carolina stacks the box to slow Barkley, somehow Hurts will beat them with timely scrambles, efficient passing to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. I think the Panthers will pull up a fight, okay? Maybe even keep it close for 3 quarters. But the Eagles are too balanced, too well coached for Carolina to hang for 60 minutes. I think a late touchdown from Philly seals the deal and pushing the Eagles to a 28-20 victory. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. And that is my full breakdown of this Carolina Panthers versus Philadelphia Eagles game. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new content. And always, if you want to become a member, please do so. Please become a member today. Appreciate everyone in here. Again, we're going to be live mostly every single day of the week, 8:30 p.m. EST. That's the new time. That's the best time for me to go live, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm still getting content out to you every single day, even if I'm not live. So make sure, again, y'all click that post notifications bell. That's important because you'll get notified every time I post a live, a short, or a video. So again, appreciate everyone joining. Again, do me a favor, smash the like, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss any new content, and also become a member today. All right, that helps support the channel. Guys, I appreciate you. Appreciate you guys. I hope that y'all continue to have a great rest of the week. Make sure y'all tune in, share this out to your friends and family, share my channel to all your friends and family. Help me out. I would greatly appreciate that. A lot of good things are coming for the channel, man. Still working on some merch, and also some NFL credentials for me to take y'all with me and film at the Pro Bowl or the Super Bowl. I'm working on getting my NFL credentials right now. Senior Bowl, as well, NFL draft. Like, I'm working on getting those credentials so I can like go live there and stuff like that and do a show. So that's something I'm working on in the background as well. So merch and NFL credentials, both of those things I'm working on. So again, make sure you pound the like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any content, whether it's a live, short, or a video. Also, if you want to go the extra mile, become a member. And again, tell your family, tell your friends, tell everyone about the Ropp Report who would enjoy this type of content. So Again, appreciate you guys. Again, have a great rest of your evening and the great rest of your week and weekend. And I will see you on the other side. And as always, keep pounding. Peace.